أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين ربي اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي ربي زدني علما اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد اللهم بارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Welcome to LQ Milton class number 31. Inshallah, in today's class we'll try to finish lesson number 21 and lesson number 22, both of them. They are very easy lesson. In lesson number 21 we will cover the topic of al-mamnu min as-sarf or diptotes. We are already familiar with this topic. We know what diptotes are. In lesson number 21, Dr. Saab is only culminating all types of diptotes in different forms. And then in lesson number 22, basically we will try and revise most of the concepts that we had learned throughout our book 1, inshallah. Before we begin our class, the previous lecture, class number 30, after I delivered, a couple of days later I received a phone call from one of my previous students, alhamdulillah, jazakallah, and he I'm happy he identified one of the mistakes that I made in that lecture. So jazakallah for notifying that mistake. I'll correct that. We were doing the numbers, and then we had created two groups, number 1 wahidun and number 2 asnani. We identified as group number 1 and we said both of them come as a naat, which is true statement. Both of them come as naat, but remember, naat and manut, they match in number and they match in gender as well. So when it comes to the manut, the thing which is being counted is feminine, then we don't use wahidun, we use wahidatun. And when the thing which is counted manut is feminine, we don't use asnani, we use asnatani. So that was the thing that we missed in the previous class. Thank you for correcting me. What is a diptote? Diptote means forbidden to decline. In Arabic we say it al-mamnu min as-sarf, forbidden to decline. There are certain nouns in Arabic language which would not decline completely. And what do I mean by that? Remember the sound Ahmadun, Muhammadun, Muhammadan, Muhammadin, right? So dun, dan and then is the proper declination. Dun is marfu, dan is mansub, and then is majroor form. We know that. That is a complete declension. But some of the nouns in Arabic grammar, they do not decline completely. which means if I say Ahmadu, Ahmada, and then again Ahmada. Now Ahmadu, Ahmada and Ahmada is forbidden to decline completely. It is called a diptot, and there are different forms of these nouns which we have been learning throughout in book 1. In lesson number 21 we will try and understand those nouns. For example, colors, they are diptots. Feminine names, they are diptots. Foreign names to Arabic language, they are diptots. There are certain plurals, they come in a specific pattern, they become diptots. So, the reason we are learning about diptots, when we read the Quran and we come across a noun, we should not get confused. Why this does not have a tanween on it? Why this thing has not a tanween on it? So, we will start with lesson number 21. Actually, lesson number 22. Lesson number 22. We have done lesson number 21. My apology. Lesson number 22. In this lesson, Dr. Saab is bringing in the colors. Colors are diptots. Hamidun tabibun, a jumla ismiya. Hamid is a doctor. Zawjatuhu mudarrisatun, his wife is a teacher, right. Zawjatuhu mudaf mudaf alayh. Where is the mubtada? Zawjatu wa huwa mudaf hu mudaf alayh. It's very simple. Ismuha Aminatu, her name is Amina, very simple. Hamidun lahu arba'atu abnain. Hamid is mubtada. Where is the khabar? Lahu, belongs to him. Arba'atu abnain. What does that mean? 4 sons. To him there are 4 sons, or he has 4 sons. Now arba'atu 4 and abnain sons. Whom they are Hamzatu wa Usmanu wa Ahmadu wa Ibrahimu. What is common in those 4 names? What do we say? They are all diptots. Ahmadu, sorry, Hamzatu, Usmanu, Ahmadu wa Ibrahimu. They are all diptots. Ahmadu wa Hamzatu, Ahmad and Hamzat Talibani, they are both students. Ahmadu Talibun Mujtahidun. Ahmad is a hard working student. Wa Hamzatu Talibun Kaslanu, and Hamza is a lazy student. We have already done it. Qala Yusuf. Yusuf said, Indi khamsatu aqlamin. Indi khamsatu aqlamin. Now, what is indi? Zarf, and ya mutakallim is your mudaf alayh. Belong to me khamsatu aqlamin, 5 pens. Haza, this is qalamun ahmaru. This is a red pen. Wahaza qalamun azraqu, this is a blue pen. Wahaza qalamun akhzaru, and this is a green pen. Wahaza qalamun aswadu, this is a black pen. Wahaza qalamun asfaru, and this is a yellow pen. Now, ahmaru, azraqu, akhzaru, aswadu, asfaru, they are all colors. they are all diptotes. You see, there is no tanween there. This is the first indication for al-mamnu min as-sarf for diptotes, that they do not have a tanween in the end, they are all diptotes. Qalat Zainabu, then Zainab said. Now watch, when we say Qala Yusufu, we say Qala, but then we are talking about Zainab, so we say Qalat. Zainab said, Indi, I have, Manadilu Kasiratun. Now, we have already established, and we keep repeating it, that jar majroor, zarf, mudaf alayh can never be the mubtada. If they come in the beginning of the sentence, then we call it khabar muqaddam. They come in the beginning of the sentence, and most of the time the mubtada, which is muakhar, will be indefinite. Indi, I have manadilu. What is the meaning of manadilu? Handkerchiefs. Now, handkerchief, is it an aqil or ghair aqil? Ghair aqil. Is it a plural? It is a plural. So, if there is a ghair aqil plural, how do we treat it? Kullu jam'in mu'annas, feminine singular. So, we say kasiratun, not kasirun, but kasiratun, right, because ta marbuta is there. I have many handkerchief. Haza abyadu, this is white. Wahaza asfaru, this is yellow. Wahaza ahmaru, and this is red. Wahaza azraku, and this is blue. Wahaza akhzaru, and this is green. Very easy lesson, right? Qalat laha Fatimatu, Fatima said to her, Aindaki mindilun aswadu, do you have a black handkerchief? Now, comes Hamzatul Istifham. What is the function of Hamzatul Istifham? It will change a jumla ismiya into a question. Now, litmus test, remove a from this sentence. What will remain? Indaka mindilun aswadu, you have a black handkerchief. Bring Hamzatul Istifham back, do you have a black handkerchief? Qalat, she said, la, no. Now, la has many flavors. In the previous lectures, we have come across, or we have learned about few flavors. La comes as nahiya, la comes as la an-nahiya, an-nafiyatu lil jins, right?
Quickly about the because it's feminine, qalat laha Fatimatu. So in the key, not the
In the key.
in the key.
Yeah, in the key. Yeah, in the key. Qalat, she said, la, no. Ma indi. Now, ma comes in many flavors as well. Ma can be istifhamiya, can come in a question mark. Ma can come in a nahiya, in a negation, and there are some others kind of ma's as well, which we have not learned yet. We will inshallah learn it. Here ma is coming as ma as negation, right, not as istifhamiya, not in a question. No, I do not have a black handkerchief. Qala Talhatu, Talha said, Indi, I have mafatihu kasiratun. Why kasiratun? Because again, miftahun, a key, mafatihu, keys. Now, miftahun has a proper tanween on it, but when it comes into a plural, it becomes mafatihu. It becomes, the plural will become a diptote, right? A diptote. Mafa'ilu. In the previous lecture, we said mafa'ilu and mafa'ilu. If the plural comes in those two patrons, then they will become a diptot. Let me just write that down quickly. Mafa'ilu and mafa'ilu. If the plurals come in those two patterns, then they become diptots. Mafa tihu. I have many keys. Haza miftahul ghurfati. This is key of the room. Now, why miftah? Why not miftahun? Why miftahu? Not because it is diptot, because it is coming as a mudaf. Arabic language, and I have said it many times, if we understand it the way we are trying to understand it, I guarantee you, your IQ level and your comprehension and your thinking will increase. You would be better able to judge decisions around you, make decisions around you. Even in your job, your performance will get better. And when you talk, you will be doing more analysis. You'll be ahead of the pack. There is no doubt about that. Haza miftahul ghurfati. This is the key of a room. Wa haza miftahul haqibati. And this is key of the bag or briefcase. Wahaza miftahu sayyara ti, and this is the key of the car. Kala Sufyanun. Sufyan said, Fi baladina masajidu. Masajidu mafailu. Masjidun masajidu. Masajidu is diptot. So, for now we will just remember those two patterns. There are other patterns as well, and we do not have to memorize those patterns. The only thing we are establishing here today is that certain patterns of the plurals will come in diptots. Fi baladina, in our country. Masajidu wa madarisu kasiratun. There are many masjid and schools. Wa fanadiku qalilatun. Now, kasiratun and qalilatun, why? Kullu jam'in mu'annas, because masajidu and madarisu and fanadiku, mafailu, diptots, plus they are ghair plus they are plural, so they are treated as feminine singular. Ahaulai atibbau, are these doctors? La, no. Hum mudarrisuna, they are teachers. Wa hum ulama'u kibarun, they are big scholars. Al mamnu min as sarf, diptots. What does that mean? Forbidden to decline. Here Dr. Saab is bringing in all types of diptots that we would come across in our study. Let us take one by one. Number one, female names, they are diptots. Group number one, Zainabu, Maryamu, Fatimatu, Aishatu, Makkatu, Juddatu, right? Female names, feminine gender. Number two group, they are male names, masculine gender, but still they are diptots. Hamzatu, Usamatu, Muawiyatu, Talhatu. Number third group, Now, watch for a pattern here. Usmanu, Affanu, Sufyanu, Marwanu, Nu'manu. Anu, 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 and Anu. So, male name or masculine name with Anu in the end will come as diptotes. This is the third group. Then again, Kaslanu, Jav'anu, Atashanu, Shab'anu, Mal'anu, they are diptotes as well, right. Then come masculine names, and then watch for the pattern. Watch for the pattern. Ahmadu, Anwaru, Akbaru, Ahsanu. What is the pattern? Af'alu. Af'alu. So, we have to watch for the patterns. Af'alu, Ahmadu, Anwaru, Akbaru, Ahsanu. Akbaru came, and this is only for information purpose. During the azan, we say Allahu Akbaru, but we stop, so we say Allahu Akbar, which is a tajweed rule. Akbaru is the superlative degree. Ismu tafdil, ismu tafdil, superlative degree. Kabirun Akbaru, Saghirun Asgharu. This ismu tafdil is not discussed in book number 1. We will inshallah learn about it in book number 2, but we have to feel the sweetness of these different kind of nouns. Superlative degree. Very beautiful example. Hasanun, Husainun. Hasan means smart one. Hussein, smaller smart one. Right. So, there is sweetness attached to these kind of nouns. Again, Abyadu, Aswadu, Ahmaru, Asfaru, Akhzaru, Azraku. They are colors and they are diptotes. Then comes for foreign names, a group number 5, which is foreign names. Williamu, William. Edwardu, Edward. Londonu, London. Barisu, Paris. Pakistanu, Pakistan. Baghdadu, Ibrahimu. They are all foreign names to Arabic language, so they come in diptotes. Ismailu, Ishaqu, Yaqubu, Yunusu, Yusufu. Now, they are all Ibrahimu, Ismailu, Ishaqu, Yaqubu, Yunusu, and Yusufu. Who are they? They were prophets of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but they were all not from the Arab land. They were outsiders. Number 6 group. Aghniyau, Astiqau, Aqwiyau, Atibba'u. Ghaniyun, rich. Aghniyau. Siddiqun, Astiqau. Qawiyun, Aqwiyau. Tabibun, Atibba'u. They are diptotes. And what is the pattern? Do we see the pattern? Af'ilau. Af'ilau, that is the pattern. Then comes the second group. Fuqara'u, Wuzara'u, Zumala'u, Ulama'u. Fu'ala'u, that is the pattern. Fu'ala'u. Faqirun, Fuqara'u. Wazirun, Wuzara'u. Zamilun, Zumala'u, and Ulama'u. Masajidu, Madarisu, Fanadiku, Makatibu, Daqaiku, Mafa'ilu. Then Manadilu, Mafatihu, Fanajinu, Karasiyu, Mafa'ilu. So, they are all patterns. Tamarin, exercise. Now, knowing what we know now, Dr. Sahab has given us many nouns, and he wants us to identify which ones are diptotes and which one are triptotes. Triptote means they decline completely. Triptote means they forgive, they are forbidden to decline. Now, start with first name Muhammadun, Khalidun, Maria Mu, because it's a feminine name. Fatima tu, Abbasun, Hamza tu, Masaji du, Kutubun, Aqlamun, Manadi lu, Buyutun, Zumala'u, Landanu, Sufyanu, Hamidun, Ahmadu, Ibrahimu, Makkatu, Zainabu, Asdiqa'u, Mudarrisatun, Mahmudun, Baghdadu, Jamilun, Kabirun, Akbaru, Mushtahidun, Tawilun, Kaslanu, Tullabun, Fuqara'u, Aliyun, Pakistanu, Ammarun, Sayyaratun, Ahmaru, Ismailu, Barisu, Babun, Qalamun, Madarisu, Juddatu, Mafatihu, Madrasatun, Mal'anu, Makatibu, Qaribun, and Usamatu. It will take some time, and we have done it very quickly. When you have time after the class, go back to each of these nouns and then try to find them in the previous page number 118 to see if you find them there. If not, then it's a triptote, otherwise it's a diptote. Al kalimatul jadidatu, al finjanu fanajinun, al madrasatu madarisu, al masjidu masajidu, a daqiqatu daqaiku. What is the meaning of a daqiqatu? Second. Daqaiku, seconds. Qala, and qala means he said. Now I'm going to stop here. I want to stop here. This is one of the most important verb that has been repeated many times in Quran, and we will cover qala, he said, in book 2 inshallah in more detail. But then qala means he said, and qala comes in Quran all the time. Qala and all 14 forms of qala, they come in the Quran. Al mindilu manadilu, al miftahu mafatihu, abyadu ahmaru akhzaru aswadu azraku and asfaru. White, red, green, black, blue and yellow. Lesson number 22. Now begin lesson number 23. This is basically a lesson where we would try and revised many topics that we had learned in book number 1. Ad-Darsu Salisu wal Ishruna, lesson number 23. Al-Mudarrisu, the teacher. Man anta ya akhi? Man anta ya akhi? Who are you, O my brother? Now, man is used for aqil, and for ghair aqil we use ma. Just revising, okay. Anta is your damirun munfasilun, detached pronouns. Ya is harfu nida, akhi mudaf mudaf alayh. Where is the munada? Ya. Ahmadu, Ahmadu, not Ahmadun, Ahmadu. Ana talibun jadidun, I am a new student. That is easy. Al mudarris said masmuka. Now you see man anta and masmuka. Now we are not dealing in aqil group, we are coming into ghair aqil group, so we will use ma here. Masmuka, what is your name? Ahmad said, Ismi Ahmadu, my name is Ahmad. Ahmadu is your diptot, we just learned it. Al-Mudarris said, Min aina anta, where are you from? Min, not man. Min aina anta, where are you from? Ahmad said, Ana min Pakistan. Min Pakistana, not Pakistani, because Pakistanu is diptot. So the mansoob form will be Pakistana and the majroor form will be Pakistana, right? So Ana min Pakistana, I am from Pakistan. Al-Mudarris said, Indi sab'atu dafatiru liman hiya, I have 5 bags, to whom they belong? Abbas said, Hati ya ustaz. Hati. Hati means, Hati is a verb, it means give. Give, O teacher. Haza li, this is for me. Haza, this, li jarun wa majrurun shibu jumla khabar. Haza is your mubtada. Haza li, this is for me. Wa haza, and this, li Muhammadin, and this is for Muhammad. Wa haza li Hamidin, and this is for Hamid. Wa haza li Ibrahima. You see how they are changing, because Ibrahimu is diptot. So when it comes into the majroor form, now I don't see the kasra here for Ibrahima, but my mind knows that this is coming in a majroor form because it is followed by harf jar. Wahaza li Ibrahima, and this is for Ibrahim. Wahaza li Usmana, and this is for Usman. Now Usmanu is a diptot, so in a majroor form it will be Usmana. Wahaza li Yusufa, wahaza li Talhata. Now here what Dr. Saab is saying is what he is doing is the first name he brought in as a triptot, li Muhammadin, proper tanween, but then and Hamidin, two of them as a triptot. Then Ibrahima, Usmana, Yusufa and Talhata he brought a diptot, just to identify that how the triptot and the diptot are actually coming in a majroor form. Al-Mudarris said, Ahaza kitabuka ya Muhammad, is this your book, O Muhammad? Remove Hamzatul Istifham, what remains? The question mark will go. Haza kitabuka ya Muhammad, this is your book, O Muhammad. Bring Hamzatul Istifham, is this your book, O Muhammad? Muhammad said, La, no. Haza kitabu Hamzata. Now why Hamzata here? Kitabu Hamzata, book of Hamza, mudaf, mudaf alayh. Now Hamzata, is it in a majroor form here? Yes. I don't see a kasra here. No. Why? Because it is a diptot. Al-Mudarris said, Aina Aliyun ya ikhwanu, where is Ali, O brothers? Hamid said, Zahaba ila Riyadi, he went to the Riyadh. Al-Mudarris said, Wa aina Yaqubu, and where is Yaqub? Hamid says, Zahaba ila Makkata, he went to Makkata. Makkata is a feminine gender. Aina Ishaqu, and where is Ishaq? Muhammad said, Kharaja, he left. Kharaja, he left. Is this a jumla, a sentence? Yes. What kind of jumla is this? Jumla failure. What are the two most important ingredients of jumla failure? Fail, the action, and the file, the doer of the action. Without the action and the doer of the action, jumla failure cannot be complete, right? And when I say kharaja, is there an action present there? Yes, action of leaving. Who's the doer of the action? Huwa, mustatir, hidden inside kharaja, right? So it is a complete jumla failure, and we have done the conjugation of some of the words. So let's just quickly do it. Kharaja, 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 kharaju, kharajat, kharajata, kharajna, kharajta, kharajtuma, kharajtum, kharajti, kharajtuma, kharajtunna, kharajtu, kharajna. Al-Mudir said, Mata kharaja, where did he left? When did he left? Mata, when did he left? Muhammad said, Kharaja, he left, Qabla khamsin daqaika, 5 minutes ago. He left 5 minutes ago. Tamarin, exercise. Ta'amal amsilatul atiyatu, ponder upon the following example. Muhammadun, now the first noun is Muhammadun. Min Muhammadin, why? Because jarun wa majrurun, ila Muhammadin, li Muhammadin, kitabu Muhammadin. Kitabu Muhammadin, book of Muhammad, mudaf mudaf alayh. Then comes Zainabu. Min Zainaba, ila Zainaba, li Zainaba, kitabu Zainaba. Why? Because Zainabu is feminine gender, al-mamnu min as-sarf, diptote. So with harf jar, and even if it is playing a role of a mudaf alayh, I do not see a kasra sign, but my mind knows that it is a majroor form here. Ikra waktub, read and write. Number 1, Hazal kitabu. What is haza? Mubtada, ismu ishara, lil qareeb. What is the grammatical value of al kitabu? Badal. We have done badal. This is the book. Kitabu li Muhammadun. This book belongs to Muhammad. Wazalika, and that li Zainaba. Muhammadin and Zainaba, and that one belongs to Zainab. You see how when I say Zalika li Zainaba, I translate it as that one belongs to Zainab, or that one is for Zainab. And if I would ask some of you, you would probably translate a little bit differently. But but all of them means the same thing. So therefore, but since we are understanding this sentence Wazalika li Zainaba, we don't have to rely on the translation anymore. We know exactly what it means. So we are not getting confused by the translation. We know exactly what. So we are thinking in Arabic now. Number 2, Zahaba Khalidun. Zahaba Khalidun ila Ahmada. Why Ahmada? Because diptote. Now, what kind of jumla or sentence it is? It is jumla felia. Zahaba. What are we looking for in jumla felia? Fail and file. Where is the file? Khalidun. Now, we have said it many times, we have established it, we'll keep repeating it so that it is ingrained in our mind. Whenever there is jumla felia, and in that jumla felia we would find a noun which is marfu, close your eyes, put your finger on that noun and say, this is my file. No matter where it is, that noun, it could be in the beginning of the sentence, it could be in the middle of the sentence, it could be at the end of the sentence. That will be our file. So where is the file? Khalidun. Khalidun went ila Ahmada, to Ahmad. Number 3, Zahaba abi ila Makkata wa Zahaba ammi ila Juddata. Now, where is the file? We know it's a jumla felia. Abu. I don't see a kasra, I don't see a dhamma sign here because ya mutakallim is compatible with kasra. So Abu will become abi because with the ya mutakallim it will bring Abu to abi. But my mind knows that Abu is marfu. It is only a spelling rule. It is only a spelling rule which is bringing a kasra in abi. Should I write it? Abu plus ya mutakallim. So when ya mutakallim joins with Abu, it's only compatible with kasra. So Abu will become Abi. But this is a spelling rule. It has nothing to do with grammar. In hindsight, in reality, Abi is Abu. We are putting the kasra because of the spelling. Zahaba Abi, my father went ila Makkata to Makkah. Wa Zahaba Ammi, and my uncle went ila Juddata to Jeddah. Ukhtu Marwana. Ukhtu Marwana. Why Marwana? Marwanu, Anu. Marwanu, Ukhtu Marwana, sister of Marwan. Maridatun, is sick. Ukhtu is your mubtada, wa huwa mudaf. Marwana is your mudaf alayh. Is it majroor? Yes, it is majroor. I don't see a kasra sign because it is diptot. Maridatun is your khabar. Aina zawju Khatijata, where is the spouse of Khatija? Huwa fi Londana, he is in London. Sayyaratu Hamidin, car of Hamid Jadidatun, is new. Wa Sayyaratu Ibrahima, and car of Ibrahim Qadimatun, is old. Ibrahima diptot. Baytu Khalidin Kabirun, house of Khalid is big. Wa Baytu Usamata Saghirun, and house of Usama is small. Aina Zahaba Abuki ya Layla, not Abuka, Abuki, because we are addressing Layla. Where did your father go? Where did your father go? O Layla, Zahaba ila Baghdad. Where is the file? First, litmus test number 1. I have to try and find a noun which is marfu. Do I see any? No. So that means Zahaba is the first. Huwa, file, mustatir, taqdiruhu huwa. Now with Zahaba and Zahabat, the file can be mustatir or file can be present. In this case, file is mustatir, hidden inside Zahaba. Taqdiruhu, estimation of it is huwa. Now these are the terms, taqdiruhu, yudullu ala, could confuse people. It will come with time when we practice. Important thing is we learn the concept. If we don't know these terms, it will come with time, but important thing is to memorize the concept at this time. He went to Baghdad. Fi Istanbula masajidu kasiratun, in Istanbul there are many masjids, right? Masjids. Now masajidu, is it ghair akil? Yes. Is it plural? Yes. Can we treat them as feminine singular? Yes. That is why kasiratun. Kullu jamin muannas. Number 10, indi khamsatu mafatiha, I have 5 keys. Mafatiha, mafatihu, mafailu. Al-Kaabatu fi Makkah ta. Al-Kaaba is in Makkah. Fi hadha shari'i, in this street. Salasatu masajida. Why masajida? Because masajidu is in a pattern of mafailu. So salasatu, 3 masajid. and we know from 3 to 10 they come as mudaf alayh. Number 13, hazat tabibu, this doctor, ismuhu, his name is Williamu, is William, wahuwa min Londana, and he is from London, wazalika, and that, ismuhu, his name is Luisu, Louis, wahuwa min Barisa, and he is from Paris. Let's try and analyze. First we did the translation, rough translation. Jumla ismiya, nominal sentence. Haza, mubtada. Okay, mubtada. Is it definite? It is definite because it is ismu ishara lil qarib. We are pointing towards something which is definite, right? What is the grammatical value of at-tabibu? Badal, right? Badal. Now, haza is the mubtada, at-tabibu is the badal. Where is the khabar? Jumla ismiya coming as a khabar for haza. Now, remember there are 5 types of khabar. Al-mufrad, if it's one word it will be indefinite and it will be marfu. It could be jarun wa majrurun, it could be zarf, shibu jumla, and it could be jumla ismiya itself, and then it could be jumla fi'liya. Here ismuhu Williamu itself is a jumla ismiya. Ismu is your mubtada, wa huwa mudaf, who is your mudaf alayh, and Williamu is your khabar. So this complete jumla ismiya is coming as a khabar for haza. Same thing for wahuwa min Londana, and huwa is your mubtada, min Londana jarun majrurun shibu jumla khabar. Same thing was zalika, and that ismuhu Luisu. Zalika is your mubtada, ismuhu Luisu is a jumla ismiya coming as a khabar for zalika. Wahuwa min Barisa, and he is from Paris. Number 14, sayyarati, my car, launuha, its color, akhzaru, is green. Indi qalamun ahmaru, I have a red pen. Number 16, al baytul abyadu, al baytul abyadu, al baytu, the house. What is the grammatical value of al abyadu? White. It's the naat, White House. Fi Washingtona is in Washington. The White House is in Washington. Washingtona is diptot, al mamnu min as-sarf, because it's a foreign name. Number 17, zahaba. Now zahaba comes immediately, our mind should go, where is the file, where is the file? We should be asking Ahmadu. Ahmad went ila Muhammadin, to Muhammad. And then again in 18, zahaba Muhammadun ila Ahmada, and Muhammad went to Ahmad. Ahmad went to Muhammad and Muhammad went to Ahmad. The only thing Dr. Saab is trying to teach us is that Ahmadu is a diptot. Right. Ahmadu is a diptot. Number 19, Anta bin Makkata, are you from Makkah? The answer is la, no. Ana minat Taifi, I am from Taif. Ukhtu Fatimata, sister of Fatima, Talibatun is a student. Number 3, we have to put the signs, the harakats at the end of these nouns. Knowing what we know, we have to distinguish between the diptotes and the triptotes. Amina tu, min Amina ta, li Ahmada, Ahmadu, Usmanu, min Pakistana, Pakistanu. Why min Pakistana? Because it is majroor, right? But it's a diptot. Li Khatijata, Londonu ila Baghdada, Istanbulu Makkatu fi Makkata, Juddatu Masajidu fi Madarisa, Yaqubu li Ishaqa, Muawiyatu min Muawiyata li Aishata, Aishatu Muhammadun Khalidun min Abbasin, Nu'manu Hamidun. It will take some time for us to distinguish between the diptotes and the triptotes as we go along in our course. We should be able to identify between the two. The pattern will start to sink in our memory. And the last one is Dr. Sahib is just trying to tell us from 3 to 10. He's given us many nouns, and he said from 3 to 10 you can use 3 masjid, salasatu masjidin, arba'atu masjidin, so we can do that. That is simple from 3 to 10. He's just trying to give us some practice, so we don't have to we have to take each noun independently, and then from 3 to 10 we have to salasatu masjidin, arba'atu masjidin, khamsatu masjidin, sab'atu masjidin. So it's all that. So for practice. So with that, alhamdulillah, we have finished our book number 1. I think this is a great achievement for all of you who are online and who are watching the YouTube videos. The next target is we'll start book number 2 inshallah after the Ramadan. During Ramadan we take a break usually because of people being tired. They do Taraweeh at night, then they come for masjid for Fajr and they want to take some rest. But we have 2 weekends before inshallah we'll start the Ramadan. In those 2 weekends we will try to learn the concept of Fi'l Mudari. We know what Fi'l Mudari is. It is the present tense and the future tense. We know the Fi'l Madi, so we'll practice some of the Fi'l Madi and we'll practice some of the Fi'l Mudari. Why? Because in 2 lectures most of us we will be reciting Quran regularly. So at least when we come across a verb which is a Mudari, whether or not we know the meaning of that verb or no, we should at least be able to identify that this is a verb which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is using as a present tense and in a future tense as well. And why we say present and future, we will also try to, because Quran is a living book until the day of judgment. So when the verb which is a Mudari comes in Quran, it was valid in the past, it's valid now, and it will be valid in future as well, because it is past continuous kind of concept. So we will learn that. But just to provide some more caveat to this thought, if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is specifically talking about the future tense, then he will use harfu istiqbal, seen or saufa, which we will learn in book 2 or book 3. I think the topic will come, which is exclusively to point towards in the future, but that's another concept that we will learn. So I'm just leaving this thought with you all, and Jazakallah for staying with us and finishing book 1, and we'll see you in the next class next Saturday. La yukallifullahu nafsan illa wus'aha, laha ma kasabat wa alayha maktasabat, rabbana la tu'akhizna in nasina aw akhtana, rabbana ولا تحمل علينا إسرا كما حملته على الذين من قبلنا ربنا ولا تحملنا ما لا طاقة لنا به واعف عنا واغفر لنا وارحمنا أنت مولانا فانصرنا अलल कौमिल काफिरीन। अस्सलामु अलैकुम व रहमतुल्लाहि व बरकातुहू।